Hi everyone, Dell here. Welcome to the channel. Welcome if you're new and welcome if you're returning. We're going to jump in with some oracle messages today, so I'm going to actually skip the channel portion of the reading where I'm doing the mediumship. My cat is off to the side saying hello. If you haven't already and you would like to, it's greatly appreciated if you would help support the channel by hitting the subscribe button and liking the video and even sharing it with a friend if you find it helpful. It's just a wonderful way, again, to support the channel, to have it grow, and to have you be a part of it as it's growing. So thank you so much. Yeah, so we're going to do the Whispers of Love guide today, and it's actually going to be around messages and themes of self-love. So what can we do to love ourselves more? How can we really lean into the energy of self-love? When I do these readings, I always take a moment just to meditate, to ground myself, see if there's a theme or a message that wants to come through. And really quietly, I heard the message of hope. It was just hope, like as clear as a bell. So I feel like there's something that has recently provided or given you hope, where you're having this renewal sense or purpose of self-love within yourself. Or it could be that hope is it's like the resurgence of hope after connecting back with yourself and having this exploration of self-love. So what does it feel like to love yourself? What does a journey of self-love mean for you if you were to embark on that? Can it be separate, or can there be togetherness? So is it actually possible for you to love yourself and another at the same time? And Spirit's saying it is, and it's a blessing to be able to do that, to know that you have this flow of love within you, especially as you are able to continue and carry out relationships with those you love all around you. So this isn't just talking about romantic love, obviously. It's also talking about, just our parents, our siblings, our loved ones, our children, our pets, our friends, our coworkers. Love takes many different, it flows in all different avenues. So let's get a couple messages and we'll see what the message around self-love is. I'm hearing the reliance of self-love, to almost look at it as like a means to lean on it. I love how I said no channeling, and I forget it's a part of me. I cannot turn it off. So here we are doing channeled messages. So I'm gonna put these back because there's a clump that fell on the floor, and I think there's one more I'm hearing. So maybe there's a part of you try to silence or something, or not silence, but turn it off or opt out of. And it's like maybe that's a gesture to invite more love into the practice of being yourself. So is there something that I'm seeing someone being like the loudest person in the room at a party, and someone just keeps saying like, you really need to calm down, you're extra, or something like that. But it's not something that you can turn off. It's who you are. So creating space around love via acceptance is also coming through really strongly. So we have forgiveness. Number 29 is the first message. Nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments. Forgive yourself, I'm hearing, for anything that you feel sorry for. So if you're kind of lamenting or stuck in this energy of like, oh my God, if I could just run into this person on the street, I would tell them how sorry I am for that. And I'm hearing Spirit say, like, do yourself a favor and give the sorry to yourself. Extend that forgiveness first to yourself. And it's like the rest will follow. I'm getting this sense of like when you forgive yourself, the energy can kind of be felt and met to the other person, where it's like they in turn let it go. Two people don't always have to be involved in forgiveness. In fact, forgiveness is usually about you. It's about the person who is sorry, who actually, there's obviously situations and things like that where it's like, I want to be able to give someone forgiveness, but they need to be sorry first. But it's no longer about forgiveness. It's about contriving control. So it's literally, I need control over the situation again because I feel out of control, that I was wronged in this position. Something was done to me. And now I want that person to be or feel sorry. And therefore, it's my forgiveness that they want. And that's so fear-based, and control is fear-based. So it's really saying like, can we Can we put this aside? Can we put the excuses aside and just grant ourselves the forgiveness that we are hoping to receive or we're hoping to give to another? So even this morning, I'm just feeling guided to share. I don't know why this happens, right? Where you're thinking about something that happened long ago, and you're like, it's almost embarrassing, but it literally was years and years ago. So I was thinking about an event that happened literally years ago in my adolescence, where I was like, my gosh, I wasn't nice to that person, and I literally, like, if I could see them again, I would probably apologize for it and be like, I'm so sorry for the way I acted towards you. Just forgive me, you know. But it was funny, as I was playing out this scene in my head of bumping into this person on the street or whatever, I was like, I saw them kind of laugh it off and be like, it's fine. You know, I've already forgotten about that. Or even if they didn't, it's like, no, it's fine. It's water under the bridge. Let's move on. But you're the one who was holding on to it. You know, I was the one who's holding on to this guilt or whatever. And this is really just saying to be kind to yourself and to offer in or usher in love to heal the situation by first giving yourself the sorry that, again, you feel another deserves or you feel you deserve. So that can be really helpful. There's something called noble healing that's coming through too, where you kind of map out, let's say the other person isn't available or you really want an apology from somebody, but that type of a closure or forgiveness isn't available to you, you can actually write it out. Like if this person were opposite me, or sitting opposite me, what would they have to say to me to make it all okay or all better? And actually write it out and give it to someone who is neutral, who you trust, like a friend or just someone you know who does not judge you. They love you for who you are. They accept you for who you are. If you don't have anyone like this in your life, I feel like you will soon. I just heard that. But with that aside, you can do this for yourself, where you're literally reading the apology, like, you know, dear so-and-so, I'm sorry I stole all of your money and I went to Vegas and I hit the slots and lost it all and couldn't pay you back. I don't know why that popped into my head, so maybe that did happen, I don't know. But I'm seeing, like, actually write it out, like, if this person was sitting over here, this is what I would need to hear for them to make it right and make it feel better. When you read that apology, you can actually feel the energy shift within you, so that way you can release it and let it go. And there is no longer the need to place that on another person, because it's really about you and the grief and the tension that you are holding on to. It's a restriction that was caused because of this wound. And when you can receive the apology that you are looking for, we can then let it go. So try it out. Some of you guys might be like, there's no way that would work. I need to hear it from them, but you would be really surprised. It's called noble healing if you want to look into that further. And then we have simple acts of kindness. Number 5. Kindness energizes you and brings happiness to those around you. So part of self-love too is simple acts of kindness. So it's really saying, like, what's coming to mind is, sometimes it's such a simple act of kindness to set yourself up for success for the next day, for your tomorrow. And it looks like doing the dishes, you know, after you're done cooking or after you're done eating or whatever, instead of letting them sit in the sink to pile up, because that is so easy to do, you know, where we're like, I'll get to it later. But I'm seeing just investing in these little, small, simple acts of kindness every day can really, really set a strong foundation of self-love for yourself. So this happened to me, where just getting in a routine of small acts of discipline with, you know, it started with, I decided I was going to make my bed every single day. And, you know, I always do. I never, ever skip a day. I always make the bed. And it's important, I realized, for me to do that, because it was just like a tiny little act of kindness that I could show myself, or to show up for myself every day. And it's the very first thing I do in the morning. So it feels good and it feels right. And so maybe there's something like that for you, where it's just a small act of kindness you can give yourself each and every day. And if we think about it, it's like, oh, I don't want to do the dishes, it takes so long or takes so much work. I'm actually hearing time yourself. The next time you have to do the dishes, it's probably somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes it actually takes, which isn't that much time at all. So, and then can you really lean into it and enjoy it? Because there's actually a lot of benefits to working with your hands and doing things like the dishes. Repetitive hand motions actually releases oxytocin in the brain, so it makes you happy. So it's proven. It will make you happy. So there's also a message coming forward about, I'm seeing like, what is that, spirit? There, something lifts. It's like when you are kind to another person, you're able to do like an act of kindness for them too, where it's like, I'm trying to see, it's a vision I'm having. It's like I'm seeing white smoke lift from something, literally from somebody, where it's, I feel like when you demonstrate an act of kindness, not just for yourself, but when you actually go out there and help somebody. So let's say you see someone really struggling with their groceries or with a bag, and you offer just to get the door. You offer, oh, can I hold that for you while you open your door, and then I'll hand you back your groceries. It's like it lifts this thing from them, or maybe they were caught under the spell of this false belief that everyone's rotten, everyone's out to get me. I just heard someone say everyone's a rat. And it's when you provide this act of kindness, or you are kind to yourself, and they see that and they can emote that and put that into practice just from pure inspiration. I'm actually seeing you, it's like this act of purification that happens, where it's like, okay, that conflicts with my belief that everyone sucks because this person clearly doesn't and is willing to help me with my groceries. It's like it purifies that old false belief where it's like, maybe not everyone stinks. So that the power of just an act of kindness, a simple act of kindness, can be really transformative for somebody. We often don't know the effect we have on another person. Like it's kind of cool. It's like the oldest. Have you ever seen Amélie, that movie? I'll put it in the description box below if you want to look into it. She's kind of like like she does good deeds but undercover, so no one knows it's her. And that's what I'm seeing. It's like sometimes our acts of kindness can be these like undercover good deeds where we don't actually know how they affected us, or they don't know the effect they have on another person, maybe ever, but it's just something that we do and we put out there, and yeah, there's something magical about that. So I'll leave that message there. Number 12 is have faith. Trust your faith in the situation. So, some of you are going through a rough time, but definitely know that you're not alone. I know that it seems like we're alone, especially if we kind of are alone and we don't have support around us, or people we think or felt we could depend on support just don't have the capacity to be there for us, or whatever the case may be. You can always call upon spirit. You can call upon your angels, your ancestors, who are there for your highest and greatest good. You can call upon your spirit team for support. And it's when you call this in and literally just, I call upon my spirit team for support, please comfort me in this time of need. Just allow yourself to feel it, and you can actually feel yourself being comforted. Or it's like there's guidance that comes through that directs you towards where there's help available. But the main message here, obviously, with the card is to have faith. And all these beautiful colors in the card, it's like, again, just something is transforming. And if you're feeling like you are, like you and another, or you in a situation, or you in an environment, or like water and oil, I do see this like coming together that actually can be mutually beneficial if you are open to it. That's not going to be for everyone, so please do definitely use your discernment with this. But it's just like kind of like water or oil and vinegar, like don't really mix. When they are shaken together and put on a salad, they go really well. So that's kind of how the message is coming through. But I do see, and if it's a place where you're like you've outgrown or you're stuck, just to have faith, to fully believe in yourself and rely on yourself, where it's like, all right, I'm going to have faith. That's what I can do right now. the situation's going to change, and just literally I'm hearing someone say like, please show me the way, please show me the way, and then the way forward is illuminated for you. So really, really have faith, trust in this transformation that you're going through, because it is happening. So it's coming through as well. And then the last message is 48, demonstrate love. Find out what is important to those you love and act on it. So for some it's about, demonstrating love. I'm hearing it might sound corny, but if you're in a romantic relationship or something, even just asking, like I learned this from Alison Armstrong's work. She's the author of The Queen's Code, and she's been studying men and consequently women for many, many, many years. So, and the findings that she has come up with her team is just, it's very interesting. But what I learned from some of her work is saying sometimes it might sound silly, but you can actually ask your partner, do you have a moment? Could we talk? When would be a good time to talk? Okay. I would really like to thank you for this thing that you did, or I would really like to demonstrate my love, my appreciation. How would you like to receive that? And it sounds like kind of silly, but sometimes we need that directness to just let the other person know, hey, I want to show you that I love you and that I care. I'm just stuck with how to best communicate or show that or demonstrate that to you. Can you give me some guidance with that? And it just opens up this whole new thing. I'm hearing actually, it doesn't just open up a chapter, it opens up a book, like in some of your, in some of the relationships out there with whoever's connecting today. It feels like you learn something where they're like, yeah, actually it would really show me you care if you put your shoes by the back door instead of the front door. And you're like, oh yeah, I can do that. I can do that, of course. But it never occurred to you that that was an issue for your partner because they never communicated, but maybe there wasn't space to do that. So with self-love today, it's like when you create the space to show up for yourself and to really just anchor in these feelings of love for you, where you're just accepting and showing up, I'm getting it just inspires naturally this reciprocal energy where you're inspiring or you're attracting people who are also able to feel safe then and communicate with you, because you're choosing to feel safe with yourself and really lean in and trust yourself. Okay, what is it that I need? And you're creating the space to be open to receiving the insight, the guidance about what you need, and then to give yourself that. It's like it attracts people who are willing to do the same, and there's like a reward there. You get to learn more about the people who you care about most, who you love the most. You're able to participate more in the giving and the receiving nature of love, and it's viable. It lasts. Like it's stronger than time. It flows and it's consistent. But it first begins with yourself. So I think that's what the main message of healing is for this. It's like it first begins with yourself. When we create space and we decide that, okay, love is going to fill that space, it's like all of these things kind of just fall away that were really draining us or keeping us contained. And I'm just hearing it's like no more. We filled our cup with love, and that's what's in the reservoir now. We're tapped into the spring of love that runs eternally. I'm seeing this, whereas the spring of fear gets tapped frequently, and we're always the ones doing the heavy work to replenish it, to take from it again. So that's an interesting metaphor or visual, where it's like love is just this eternal spring. It doesn't need to be replenished. It just is. So I do hope that has found you doing well. I must admit I wasn't expecting those kinds of messages coming through today, but I'm glad that they did. And I hope you found them helpful as well. So until next time, stay well and take care. Do subscribe and like, and I will see you. Bye.